Hello and welcome to my new video for the second episode of Charlotte. I'm sorry this entry is so late. What life I have has been busy lately. A ton of stuff happens in this episode. The student council tries to protect another student with powers from being captured, and we also find out some backstory on now.we start this episode out with Yu and Ayumi transferring to their new schools. Ayumi sends Yu off with a bento containing omelette rice. He isn't too pleased. Baka Yu. Your adorable sister is doing the best she can with what little they have. Afterwards, Now explains to Yu about the history of the school and how if the scientists find out you have an ability, your life is basically over. Yu thinks this is an overstatement, but Now reveals that she was talking about her brother. Yu pretends he doesn't have the bento Ayu prepared for him. Baka Yu. And he goes to the cafeteria to get some lunch. In order to avoid the long line, Takajo uses his ability of teleportation to grab some food and drop the money necessary to purchase it. When he gets back, Yu is somewhat concerned because of all the blood, but Takajo says he's fine and that he wears body armor. I really don't have much to say about this as I don't really care too much about Takajo. Yu asks Takajo why Now is eating lunch alone, and he explains the situation to him. I was quite shocked that Yu would even care considering how he has been acting so far. After a few minutes Now approaches them and tells them that a comrade will show up soon. Takajo tells Yu that means they need to wait in the student council room. Soon a mystery man comes in all dripping wet and drops a water droplet on the map for the location of an ability user and states the ability is photography. It turns out to be a student at a school nearby, so now Takajo and Yu head out to question the students on any unusual activity to find this person. After finding a suspicious person, Now tells Yu to possess him so she can search his belongings. Upon doing so, she finds some lewd photos. She questions him about them, and he refuses to tell her who he bought them from, so she threatens to tell the girl in the picture that he had those pictures of her. He then reveals the guy's name to her, and they proceed to find him. I agree with Now. That was definitely a stupid use of photography. It turns out he's the captain of the archery club. When Now confronts him, he denies everything until she explains that she's been through all the pictures in his locker and has video evidence of it. He then produces a picture of Now in lingerie. I so wish they had shown that pic XP, and threatens to spread the picture. He compliments Now, and she acts so cute because she actually got a compliment. So it turns out that the guy's parents are sick, and he's trying to raise money to help them. Yu possesses the guy and throws the picture to Now. I love Now especially in that picture above this paragraph. She has great facial expressions. That guy seriously needs to a job or something. You don't make money by degrading girls. That's just sick and plain awful. The guy then shoots an arrow at Now. He is the lowest of lowlifes for shooting at a girl. Takajo uses his ability to stop the arrow, and then the guy gives up and Now tells him to get an honest job to help his parents. Yu asks about Now's brother, so she decides show Yu what happens to the people when the scientists find out they have an ability. On the way there, they stop and get some food in which we have more kawaii scenes with Now acting all cute. Now tells Yu about her past, and we are shown a flashback with super kawaii young Now. However, this cute flashback quickly turns sad the moment you see Now's mother begging for her and her brother to go to this school which will help them financially. They do exams on Now and turn her brother into an experiment. Now eventually broke out and ran away. What makes me sad is that if something like this was to actually happen and people got abilities, scientists would dissect them and treat them like this. When they finally arrive where Now's brother is, Now takes Yu to her brother's room. When they enter, her brother is tearing away at the futon and grunting really loudly. Now explains that he thinks he's playing a guitar and that the grunting is the main melody. It's quite sad to see him like this. I feel really sad for Now right now. Hugs Now, then they head back home. Ayu is kind of upset with Yu coming home so late, but she forgives him when he tells her that he is on the student council. They sit down to eat curry, but Yu thinks it tastes terrible because Ayu used the Otasaka household pizza sauce that is really sweet. That night, Ayu sees a comet and tells Yu that she wants to see a comet that only passes by every few centuries. Then the episode ends.